Bonafide Bites, authentic tips and tricks for the boardroom and beyond, is designed to provide insightful tips, tricks, and concise discussions aimed at enhancing the effectiveness, impact, and connectivity of boards. Featuring experts Marilyn Nagel and Dr. Deborah Carlin, facilitated by myself, Erin Selenchuk. Questions or interested in advancing your board experience? Contact Dr. Donna Hamlin at dhamlin@hhboardwise.com. This is a really interesting question that we have here. What strategies can boards employ to navigate differences when they have conflicting agendas or differences in opinion amongst one another? And how can they work together to ensure that the decisions are moving forward in the company's best interest?
Well, first and foremost, if people are coming in with different agendas, we better return to the ground and say, on the table here, here's the agenda for this organization. Here's the agenda for this board. And there's really not variance from it. We're here on assignment. And so we need to stick to this. And the agenda is, how do we accomplish this? Now, if we need to have time away from the business of this board meeting to talk about what's the agenda for this board, then we have a bigger problem. We probably need a half-day retreat to figure that out. So the agenda for the board, the assignment that everybody came in for, needs to be reaffirmed. And if somebody is going off the rails during a meeting about what their agenda is, again, in the moment, we have to bring people back. There's limited time for a board meeting, and we have to get the job done. We've got an agenda to go through. We've got a task to accomplish. There are people who are counting on us to do a very important job as the leadership, the voice of reason. We don't have time for disharmony in here. So if you're at variance from, and this is bold, but seriously, if you're at variance from what the agenda is for this board, for this organization, then you need to rethink why you're sitting at the table. And that really does need to be a question that's called out, because there are people who are sitting at the table because of their position, because of their status, because of their wannabe. That's irrelevant. We can never lose sight of the mission of the board and the organization, period. I'm pretty hard-lined on that. Otherwise, you don't get anything done.
I completely agree. I would only add that, if we're talking about a personal perspective around something like mergers and acquisitions, so it may be on the agenda and maybe everyone is sticking to the plan for the conversation that night or that day, but there's people with, I would say, a personal agenda. Like some people have there's a factionation on the board, or the board becomes divided into two factions. One faction believes in mergers and acquisitions are the way to grow the organization, and another faction believes, no, that I've seen that happen before, and that's going to get us into trouble from prior experience. And I think that, again, to Deb's point, back to the basics of, here is our remit as a board. Here is what we are tasked with doing. You may have personal opinions and you may have personal belief systems that want to guide you in your own agenda, but this is the board's agenda. And this is the company that we're steering here from a board perspective. We are not running the company, but we are tasked with certain jobs that we own as the board. And that's what we're going to stick with. So we need to put our personal belief systems on the shelf, use our experience and knowledge to contribute to the conversation, but stick with what is best for this company at this time, leveraging our experience, but not getting into a debate over I have a firm belief about a certain topic and you have a different belief about a certain topic. It's what's best for this company at this time. That's the goal.
Great. Those are some great insights.